Hey, here we go. Welcome everybody to the Spirit of Nature live Q&A number 2.
Winter Island Retreat. Oh, I don't have the schedule up. Let me go grab it. I know it. Why are you looking at me like that?
All right. So,
I was just going to say, thanks for joining, everybody.
we're open for any biohacking Q&A, especially related to the retreat, but it could be anything. So February 18th through the 21st is going to be the PrimalHacker Spirit of Nature Winter Island Retreat. We're going to be out on a winter island in the North Woods of Wisconsin. We have the retreat open right now. There are a few spots left. So if you're interested, if you know people that are interested, send this their way. We're going to have shaman there. Specifically, we're going to have Washela Sananda as our headliner. She's going to be our keynote speaker. She's got all sorts of things that she's going to share with us. She's got some technology, some quantum technology that we're going to be able to experience as well. We've got cold adaptation. We have expert instruction and experiences. We've got the secrets of water. We have teaching you how to do your own muscle testing and energy testing. We have Sage, the primal pup.
Sage, the primal pup. Wild animals.
And really good food.
Wine pairing with Swirl Wine Club.
So Swirl Wine is out of Afton, Minnesota.
Biodynamic wine.
And if you're local, you can get it shipped to you through their wine club. Otherwise, you can pick it up from their store.
We're testing it out tonight.
Actually, tonight we're doing dry farm wine.
Cheers.
So we've got a bottle of dry farm wine. So it's got this little dry farm wine sticker. It's got the dry farm wine on the back. They curate wines just like Swirl does. These guys are awesome. They're out of California. They source really clean wine that they say doesn't give you a hangover and is keto because it is tested to be really, really low residual sugar, less than 1 gram of residual sugar. It is tested to not have mycotoxins, and I want to say microtoxins, but they're mycotoxins and they are microscopic, and low sulfites or no sulfites. They use biodynamic practices and they use no irrigation. They use wild yeast techniques, and that's what Swirl Wine locally is doing. So these guys have a wine club. You can order a bottle for a penny. If you just go to our website, PrimalHacker.com, you'll find that link, or you can support Dave at Swirl Wine locally. That's, again, only if you're local, you can do Swirl Wine. You can do dry farm wine if you're anywhere in the country. And this is the healthy tested wine, or you could do local Afton wine, where they source, again, the local winery here, Swirl Wine. Dave sources from all over the world. He tries to find places that use organic or biodynamic practices, and you can go either way. I think they're both really good wines. We've used both at our retreats in the past.
Are we going to open it?
It's empty.
Oh, what?
We just finished it.
I thought you had another bottle.
No, there's only a quarter of this bottle left.
Oh.
So just one glass each. That's all you get.
Come on.
Hi, Ed. Thanks for joining us. So Dr. Ed and his lovely wife, Denise, will be at the retreat.
Ed, Denise.
They'll be helping us with chefing, with yoga, with a talk on parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, and how the number one thing you have to do before you work on any biohacking is get into a parasympathetic state. So they're going to teach us a little bit more about that.
That'll be a fireside chat on Friday night, actually. So that'll be awesome. Some talk around the fire after a beautiful meal.
You're going to have lots of time at the retreat to talk and meet with other people. In the past retreats, we have packed in the cold adaptation sequence and key presentations so that it was literally nonstop all day. And what we heard is people want a lot more free time to talk, socialize, kind of do things on their own as well, and meet other people. Sometimes it's hard to meet other people when you're constantly going from one thing to another. So we have built in quite a lot of free time for you to explore the island, get in the sauna, talk with other people, ask questions, get massages, try out the Lucy light that Washela Sananda is going to bring. lots of things to experience. And so we left lots of space for that, along with still getting in all the key speaking and experiences that you want.
All right. Awkward pause. I think Thaddeus wants me to dive into a little bit of the schedule right now.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, so Thursday night, we're going to arrive, and we've got a special video on signs and symbols that we are going to be showing at 1 o'clock.
Correct.
1 to 2 p.m. At the Y Camp. So in the visitor center, we're going to be showing a video by Lovette, and it's super cool. I don't want to give too much away, but if you are interested, show up early. And then from 3 until I think 5? 3 to 5 is just like arrivals, greeting. We'll have Sage and my daughter Artemisia greeting people, and myself and Thaddeus. So come meet us and check in. And we're going to have a tour at 4 o'clock. And our friend Jessie is going to give us a tour. It will be our first opportunity for a shiver walk as well. So if you don't know what a shiver walk is, it just means that you strip down to whatever you want. If you want to walk around in a sports bra, men, if you want to walk around with no shirt on, that's what Thaddeus and I will be doing. And we'll just do our first attempt into cold adaptation. And it's a fun experience. And there's no pressure. You don't need to get that low of clothes. You can wear a t-shirt, you can wear a sweatshirt. There's no pressure, no judgment, nothing. So Ed, what are you gonna wear? Sage, oh my God, he's moving the thing.
All right. So we've got really excellent signs and symbols by Lovette. If you're not familiar with Lovette channel, you can check it out on YouTube. And we are also going to do the shiver walk, and we're going to be doing the tour.
I knew there'd be something good coming from that.
Ed's well cold adapted. He lives on the lake. He's in there every day, breaking the ice.
Yep, every day, Ed.
He keeps a paddle going in the ice or in the water, so the ice never forms. You can always get in.
You're gonna lead this one. So then, after the shiver walk, then we're gonna have a nice light fruit, nut, and fish meal because we want to have a really light meal. What do you say?
I used to have a Speedo, Ed. I used to run triathlons, so I'll dig it out for you.
Yay! What happened to this Speedo? What are you doing, dog? He is crazy. Okay. So then we're going to have a nice light meal because we have a cacao ceremony. And so we have a plant medicine ceremony, but it is not a psychoactive plant medicine. It is a heart opener.
It's not a psychedelic.
It's not a psychedelic. What did I say?
It could be psychoactive.
Well, that's okay.
Changes neurotransmitters in the brain. So I'm not sure how that's defined, but it's not psychedelic.
It's not psychedelic or psychoactive.
I don't know if it's psychoactive.
Oh my God.
I don't know the definition of psychoactive.
Okay. So anyway, we're going to have a cacao ceremony, and that is where Thaddeus and I will introduce ourselves. We'll go through a bunch of introductions, and then we will commence with some singing bowls by our friends Kayla and Kennedy. It'll be super beautiful. It's like a ceremony, and then everybody gets a chance to talk if you want to. And with Shayla and I and Thaddeus will be leading the ceremony, and it'll be really beautiful. And then we're going to bed early. So that's what Thaddeus and I do. 9 o'clock.
We try to teach proper circadian rhythms, which in the winter you want to go to bed earlier to erase, rejuvenate, and restore your body from the summer when you went to bed late and got up early. So the winter you reverse that. If you never reverse that, then you never get the opportunity to heal, and winter is the time to do that. So we try to practice what we preach. Even at the retreats, you're welcome to stay up as late as you want. We encourage everyone to do whatever it is that they enjoy doing. We're going to be going to bed early.
Right.
Because we're going to be up early the next day.
So. We always say that, and then it ends up being at least a half an hour to an hour later. But that's what we say. Okay, so next morning, 5:30 a.m. option to come meditate with me, and we'll do about a 20-minute. We'll get settled at 5:30, and we'll do about a 20-minute meditation, and then we will move into an hour-long Kundalini yoga session. Immediately after that, we will meet Thaddeus out on the ice for sunrise on the lake. And let's see, At the same time, we will have a bulletproof bulletproof coffee bar ready for you. Ed is going to be making some really beautiful coffee with butter and grass-fed butter, MCT oil, and what else we can put in there? Some maca and whatever kind of concoction we can come up with. It'll taste
Probably not
beautiful.
maca, but cinnamon.
And there'll be regular coffee and tea and whatever else that you like in the morning. And then we will have a meditation with Shayla, and we're going to do our morning breath work meditation. It's 45 minutes, I think. And then we'll have breakfast, a Scandinavian breakfast bar with like egg, sausage, and granola. Thaddeus made some really beautiful homemade granola, you guys. It's to die for. So that's actually something to look forward to. And then let's see, what do we do after that? Your talk.
Yep. So again, in the breath work, we're going to be teaching a different form of breath work than Wim Hof, which is typically associated with cold adaptation. You can use that. It works fine. For many people, that's too aggressive and maybe not the right method. So we're going to teach you a really interesting method that you've probably never used called shamanic ascension breath work. And that can also be used for cold adaptation as well as many other things. So very cool to have Shayla share that with us. Then, we've got a talk on cold adaptation. So I'll be giving that talk around the ketogenic hibernation diet for the winter, cold adaptation, and the newest and newer things that I've learned this whole year.
Awesome. We will then break for lunch, I believe, and we've got a lunch situation where everybody can just come and grab lunch as you wish. It'll be about an hour and a half window. So if you want to go snowshoe and come back, grab your lunch, do whatever you want. So that's where we built into some more free time. And then what do we have after that? I think that's our first cold plunge after. It's our first face plunge.
You can do, so you'll have learned a little bit about the sequence of cold adaptation and how it starts. So there's shiver walk, and then you do face plunging, which you can do at your home. So option is to learn how to do that out on the ice, either before or right after doing a sauna, or just sauna, or do a shiver walk in sauna, or actually get in the lake with an experienced person and get back in the sauna afterwards. So lots of opportunity to do some cold adaptation and some fun things with the group, or to, again, do some free time. There'll be breakout sessions with Shayla using her Lucy Light and a number of other breakouts that you can do. So we'll have those all in the schedule when you get there.
Right. And also, so we're talking about Friday, you guys, and Friday we will have a massage therapist and a Reiki person there too, as well as Shayla's Lucia Light. So Friday is the day, if you are interested in any of those things, that'll be the day to book that. And then we have after the cold dip, we've got a Shayla Ascension meditation, and then Q&A, introduction to Lucia Light.
Okay.
I think it's before or after. Not quite sure. Anyway, it'll be fantastic. So we're going to do another meditation, and then I think we have got some free time built in, and then dinner. So dinner Friday night is what? Keto chicken.
Okay. Sweet.
That stares off into nowhere.
Keto chicken. I know what the two dinner meals are. I just don't know what days they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're doing a wine pairing with Dave from Swirl Wine. So he's going to have his wine there. And that wine is going to be a white wine that I do believe is biodynamic. And we're going to be pairing that with a chicken or sparkling water, and depending on your drink of preference. And then afterwards, we've got some fireside chats. So that's really a great time to get to know everyone at the retreat, to just relax and journal, or to kind of tune into whatever topic we're going to talk about kind of in front of the fire, along with some Q&A.
Yep. Oh my gosh, excuse me. So that will be Dr. Ed Hagen and Denise Watson will be talking about their stress response and parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system and how that affects your body. So that'll be our fireside chat on Friday night, and we're looking forward to that. And then Thaddeus and I will be going to bed early again, getting up the next morning, 5:30, another meditation. So we'll be doing a meditation every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning at 5:30, and then followed by Kundalini Yoga. So Saturday morning, we'll do another session 2 with me, Kundalini Yoga, and 7 o'clock sunrise on the ice with Thaddeus, and then bulletproof coffee bar. Scandinavian breakfast. And then we have another special speaker, you guys, and her name is Katrina. I call her the water goddess. She's amazing. She knows so much about water. She's going to come and give like such a cool talk about all the stuff she knows. And she knows so much information. She's actually an orthopedic massage therapist, and she works with lots of different modalities. She does like, I don't know what all the tech is called that she uses, but I know she uses a biomat, and maybe you can rattle off what the other names of the things are. I'm not sure. They're interesting though. So she does a lot of light therapy, but what's the little thing?
It's a muscle stim device, but I'm not sure of the name of it.
And that's just like a couple of things. And she's got a bunch of stuff that she's going to bring so we can test it out. And we're going to have a breakout session right after Katrina's talk. And Sherry Lewis, who does a bunch of muscle testing here in Hudson, she is going to join us, and we're going to do a breakout session with Katrina and Sherry, where Sherry's going to teach you how to muscle test your own body, which is super cool. She's taught me how to do it. So she does this thing with her finger, and she's coming to teach everybody some techniques and give us a little bit about her story. And then Katrina will talk more in depth in breakout sessions. And then we will have lunch kind of mixed in between. We've got a break after that where you can go snowshoeing, you can hike, the island is so beautiful, you can hike around the island. You can just go rest or do whatever you want. You can do some hatchet throwing. My son Michelangelo is going to be throwing knives and throwing hatchets. Then what? Ice punch.
Saturday is the big day. So really cold adaptation takes weeks to months. You're going to do it in 2 days. So if you choose to, there will be an ice plunge in the lake right after you've saunaed, and then you get back in the sauna afterwards. So very safe. Everyone's going to make sure they've checked with their doctor before they do such a thing. And we'll be there guiding you through just getting your body immersed in some cold water, getting out and getting in the sauna. And of course, all the benefits of getting cold. So there's tons and tons of benefits of letting your body adapt to the cold and being cold, which most Americans don't experience. We're always at what we call room temperature, 72 degrees, between our car, the gym, work, the store, school, doesn't matter. It's always the same temperature for us all the time. And in the summer, we reverse that. We cool the temperature to room temperature to, again, stay the same temperature all year. We're not flexible. We're not, it's not metabolic flexibility. It's,
yeah. It's funny you said that. I was thinking, I was like, what if that's metabolic flexibility?
Internal heat flexibility. You're not flexible enough to be cold sometimes and be really hot sometimes. You're just used to always being the same temperature. And those extremes.
You're just comfortable.
But those extremes help the body. They're actually beneficial for the body. We need that positive, beneficial stress on the body once in a while versus just all the mental stress. That can be damaging, where the hormetic stress to the body itself can be very good, assuming your personal mental stress level is low. Otherwise, any stress is not so great for you.
Right. So that's a really fun, slightly meditative, but more, camaraderie event that we have. And after that, we're going to do another meditation with Washayla, an ascension meditation. And then she's going to have some more Lucia Light stuff. And I know probably don't know what that means, but you should come to the retreat and find out. And then we've got dinner. We've got egg roll in a bowl, and we're pairing that with a red wine from Swirl Wine Club. And before that, we've got a little happy hour going on with champagne from Swirl. So, and we've tested that. It's called Pop Up, right? It's really beautiful. Another biodynamic wine from Swirl. And we will have fireside chat after dinner, you guys, with shamans. So we're hoping that we're going to have a couple other shamans there, but I know Molly and friend Molly will be there, and Washayla will be leading that. So you can hang out and ask the shamans anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
Should be really cool. Bed early that night? What do you think?
It's up to you. You can do whatever you want.
It's up to them if they want to.
Yeah, that's
I
what
thought
I'm
you were saying
talking
up
to.
to you. And I was
It's
like,
up to
no,
you.
it should be it.
You could have been wherever you want.
And then 5:30 a.m. again, meditation if you choose. And then our friend Denise is going to be teaching a gentle yoga on Sunday morning. And let's see, what do? We do another sunrise bulletproof coffee bar. We've got a brunch going on, but we'll do a little cold dipping beforehand if you want to dip one more time. And then we'll have a brunch. And then we'll take pictures, say goodbye to all your new friends and all the cool people that you meet.
Yeah, so the retreat is really focused around teaching you about winter. So in winter, there's really two things that are going on. One is it gets cold outside and your body really does need to experience some cold and some discomfort. No one likes to be uncomfortable, but it's really important. So we go through the process to comfortably make you uncomfortable so that you can use that on your own. And at the same time, we come inside in the winter into our mind, body, spirit, soul. And that internal work is so important. And in the summer, we're very focused externally, especially, traditionally we'd be gathering and processing foods, we'd be building, we'd be doing all the things that the summer allows us to do. And then in the winter, we can't go outside as much and do as much. There's not as much food available. So we're teaching you how we would normally eat. So it's going to be more of a higher fat, lower carb meal plan and we show you how good that can really be and how easy it can be. We are teaching you what cold adaptation and cold experience feels like and looks like and the benefits of it. And then we're bringing you inside with the shaman, with Shayla Sananda, and with Heidi doing her Kundalini yoga and meditation to light the inner fire within your own body and spirit, because that inner work is so important that almost all of us miss out on in this modern world. We're so externally focused and we really need to get back to the internal. And I think winter is just a really good time to reconnect with yourself.
Beautiful. Well put.
And there's not that many people on here. So I'm going to ask questions of myself and Heidi.
Oh, great.
For you.
Unless Ed has any questions.
So why are we red?
Why are we red?
Yeah.
Oh, are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, we are red because we only have a red light. Well, not only. We've got red lights throughout our entire house, but after sunset, Thaddeus won't let us turn on any lights in our house. We have firelight.
We have lots of lights on in the house. They're just all red.
Right. We have firelight and we have red light. Yeah. It's so beautiful. We also get very sleepy and we go to bed early and we have no issues going to sleep because of this beautiful red light. But we do get one light in the kitchen so our food doesn't look gray when we're cooking in the winter. So
after sunset, your eyes should never see blue light. There's no sun after sunset. So the body created this mechanism to allow blue light to shine through the eye. And when the blue light hits the receptors in the eye, it shuts down the body's melatonin and cranks out cortisol because it's daytime. So if you experience that blue light after sunset, when your body is ramping up production and release of melatonin, you've begun producing melatonin during the day, in the gut, through the eye, signaling the body to produce serotonin, then melatonin. And that then gets released from the pineal gland into the bloodstream and allows you to get restful sleep at night and to rejuvenate. It repairs mitochondria while you sleep. But when you see the blue light, completely cuts off that melatonin, which is like what we call the body's master anti-cancer hormone, the rejuvenation hormone, the sleep hormone, the hormone of darkness, all those things just completely destroyed. Red light does not destroy the melatonin. And also wearing these blue light blocking glasses basically blocks out the blue light. And in some of these glasses, also the green light, and allows in the red and infrared. And so therefore your body does not receive that disruptive signal and we can keep our melatonin and our rejuvenation hormone intact.
Awesome. Why am I wearing this sweatshirt?
So
I have a question now.
Tamara is sporting a very beautiful hoodie. She looks very pretty in.
Aw, so sweet.
So this is lined with electromagnetic frequency, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cell phone blocking fabric. So you can get them in any color as long as you like black. They have this logo on the front.
Did you say you can get them any color? Mm-hmm. As long as you like black, we only have black.
Correct.
It's so funny.
So you can have any color you want as long as you like black. And
Sorry.
it's got that logo on the chest, and that's it. There's no other logo designs, wording
There's
anywhere
a
on
pocket.
it. And
Here, I'll stand.
And we have tested that with our EMF meter, so it will block electromagnetic frequencies and allow, I would say, nothing is going to block 100% of them unless you're like wearing pure metal, some tinfoil perhaps, if you want to bathe yourself in tinfoil and wrap it around you. But it blocks like 99.5 to 99.9% of all the frequencies that are hitting your body. That's huge.
I did that in a fashion show in college.
What, tinfoil?
And saran wrap. TMI. Go ahead. I don't think I've ever told you that.
No. You never knew you were blocking EMF.
Right.
The tinfoil hat is making a comeback. I actually have another hat like this that's lined with metal. It's actually lined with silver, but that's like the whole tinfoil hat. I don't know why they didn't call it the tinfoil hat.
I know.
They called it phones instead of the tinfoil hat.
We need to start making some gaiters. Tell them about a thyroid thing. Because so many women have thyroid issues, but if you cover that up and don't get any blue light on it.
Your thyroid is here. It's the
better.
Closest, other than your skin, it's the closest organ to the skin. To the surface of the body, I was going to say. Oh. And so because it's so close, blue light can penetrate to that depth to hit the thyroid. And when it hits the thyroid, it messes up the circadian clock in the thyroid, which can be a really big problem. And so we're on our devices here and it's shining on this thyroid. And if you're not using just red light, if you're getting blue light from your device, your phone, your television, whatever it is, your overhead lighting, I'm sure all of us know people that have thyroid problems, and usually low thyroid because it's working improperly. So using something to protect that, women, scarves or whatever, your thyroid at night, if you're going to be on technology at night, is very important. So maybe neck gaiters or special scarves, and even lining them with EMF blocking so you're not actually getting that electromagnetic frequency into your body as well is very, very important. There's well over 5,000 studies and multiple lawsuits against the wireless companies and the FCC right now. I am going to definitely tell you that just like smoking asbestos and lead, Wi-Fi, cell phone, and Bluetooth is kind of the next cancer creator of the future. It's doing it now. It just takes a number of years for you to figure out you've got it. Hopefully no one has it. And there will be lots of lawsuits against these companies. And it's going to come out way after the fact, just like cigarettes. Everyone knew that was an issue. And they took, decades before we regulated it. Same with asbestos and lead. We knew that they were harming people for 70 years before anything was done about it. The studies were done. They were conclusive, just like the studies on Wi-Fi and cell phones are already performed, and they're already published and peer-reviewed and conclusive. And even our own U.S. government did their own study, $25 million in 14 years to do that study, published on the National Institute of Health website. You can go there now and find it. Definitively proved that cell phones cause cancer, and that's out there. It's public. There is no better study you can do. So all the stuff is known, and yet the public is still unaware. So we make a sweatshirt to block it. You need one.
Didn't the FCC make legislation that you cannot sue them for health reasons, though? Like, they already put that in the...
It was in the 1996 telecom bill that you're not allowed to sue a wireless company for health, for harm to your health from wireless. However...
So they know something. Like, why would they put that in there?
They're also uninsured. Lloyd's of London insures the insurers, and they refuse to insure wireless companies or the insurers against harm from wireless because they know that that's a problem. And if you look on Verizon's 10K, they have to release material disclosures, things that would materially affect the company in a negative way. And the number one thing they say could materially affect them in a negative way is lawsuits from health against wireless signals.
No way.
So they have that right in their public documents. You can look that up yourself. Nobody does.
Ed, so I don't want to distract you, but Ed is asking, besides blue blockers, what else can you help with sleep?
What else can help you with sleep?
What else can help you with what can you to help? What's it say?
What else can help you with sleep?
What else can you to help with sleep?
I was reading it the way it was meant to be.
I was reading it the way he wrote it.
Some people type fast. So what else can, lots of things. So the red light red light and infrared light only at night, or candles or firelight, have been shown to not disrupt your not circadian rhythm, but not disrupt
Krista!
your melatonin. Unfortunately, even red light will disrupt your circadian rhythm slightly by pushing it forward. I don't know that we understand the outcome of that, but any light at night disrupts your circadian rhythm. Not always a good thing to do, but it won't destroy your melatonin. So we do recommend red lights because people they're going to be awake at night. They need to see, or candles.
Okay, so what if you have, I know so many people that have a situation where like one of the significant others, like 100% no, we're not putting red lights in our house. Like what can that person do besides blue blockers?
So 100% no, I'm going to smoke in the house and in bed. So it's just as
that's a non-negotiable.
Smoking is probably better than having, I'm not joking. Smoking in bed is probably better than having a blue light in bed.
Krista, you joined us when we're talking about smoking in bed.
I'm going to go out and say that smoking is better for you than junk light.
Oh my God.
Especially after sunset. So
that's quite a statement.
you're going to have to figure out what to do. You can look up all the research. There are thousands of peer-reviewed published articles. There is no debate that light at night is a class 2B carcinogen. That's the same category as lead and asbestos. And there are thousands of peer-reviewed published articles that nobody is debating that it causes biological harm and is linked to obesity, diabetes, cancer, and heart disease, light exposure at night. And so there's a study that was done in 2019 definitively proving they took two groups of mice and they gave them the same food and the same exercise. So same calories in, same calories out. Calories in equals calories out. and one mouse got obese and the other set of mice did not gain any weight.
Because of the light environment.
The only difference in their cages was they left the lights on all night, all day and all night. They never turned them out on the obese mice. So the mice got obese literally just from the light signal alone. And they counted the calories in and calories out were exactly the same. So they didn't eat any more food. They didn't exercise less, but they got fat because of the light.
Wait a minute. I have a question. So if the mouse could have smoked cigarettes, it wouldn't have eaten so much. So maybe it wouldn't have been so obese.
They ate the same amount as the other mice who didn't get obese. But if you eat less, if you eat less, and even if you eat less, so think about all the people you know that are dieting and they can't lose weight.
Right.
There's a misconnection, a disconnect between their circadian rhythm, their hormones. Light is responsible for running all hormones in the body. Everyone thinks it's biochemistry. I've been looking for the research on that for years, and I found it. And T.S. Wiley, in her book Lights Out, has proven that with thousands of studies to back that up, that lights run hormones. And there was just another study on the mice that proved again, light runs metabolism and hormones.
And Suzanne Summers did a study.
Well, her study was kind of bullshit, but she did one.
Oh.
She did one study on herself where they put a green light on the back of her knee all night.
Yeah.
And it affected her sleep.
Right.
But it was not peer reviewed. It was not published. It wasn't controlled in any way.
Well, people like Suzanne Summers.
Okay. Suzanne Summers was ahead of her time. She understands
She's
the
awesome
information.
Hey, Ed and Denise are big fans.
So you can believe Suzanne.
Okay, so what else about let's move away from light and
the cool thing is light is responsible for follicle stimulating hormone, for progesterone. Think about that in women, like progesterone and follicle stimulating hormone. That means fertility is dictated by light. How do we know this? You can put women underground with no light and they stop cycling and their hormones get all messed up. You expose them to sunlight, everything lines back up. That's the only change. So they've not only proven that through science, they've proven that through astrology.
Wait, where are these women and how do you put them underground?
They do that all the time in studies in universities. So they built an underground facility, and I can't remember what university it is on the East Coast, to use it shielded and it's underground because they wanted to get people away from all the electromagnetic frequencies and study different things. Huh. But also they've done these underground studies with women and men all the time.
Really?
Probably back in the 70s and 80s when they could mess with people more. But those studies have been done. They are published. Now, I was going to say the really cool thing is in 1518, that's a year, if you assume history is true, and there was not a reset and it wasn't much longer ago. You need to know. People don't know history. They just think they know. So I'm not going to be quiet anymore about the real history because you can all look it up, but no one wants to do the actual research. Plenty of research out there. In 1518, there was a window created in England, and it showed hormones of the human, along with fertility, lining up with the cycles of the zodiac, and then the 4 personality types: fire, water, air, and earth. Those are all run by the sun. Now, if you want to get super technical, the sun has an equator and it has poles, and the equator is moving at a different rate than the poles, and it sends positive ions for 28 plus or minus 4 days, and then negative ions to the earth plus or minus every 28 days, plus or minus every 4 days, every 28 days. So that's 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, sometimes as much as 34 days. The sun reverses the polarity of the ions, the charged ions it sends to earth. That, when a fertilized egg is in the woman's womb, gets shaken up by those ions in a very specific way. In fact, everyone's egg gets shaken up that exact same way for those 28 days. Thus, every month we have a different sign of the zodiac, or every 28 days, based on how the sun's equator changes. It changes what charge of ions hit the earth during that time.
Whoa.
And those directly correlate to the 4 personality types from the zodiac within people. And that's all goes back to science of how those energy particles come from the sun.
That's trippy.
So the Mayans knew this. So when there's a solar minimum, fertility goes way down. And so what they ended up doing is the electric field can also mess with melatonin. Melatonin is really big on fertility. Melatonin is your fertility hormone, and most people don't know that. It's programmed by the sun through the eye. So what the Mayans or the Aztecs did, I think it was the Mayans, they actually blocked up all their windows in their homes near the equator during times of solar minimum so that the electric field didn't destroy their melatonin. They kept their melatonin high. And they put copper rods in their windows that they boarded up, dug into the ground to ground out that electric field so that they got the least amount of electric field they could to keep melatonin high. And I'm not sure how they did the whole sun thing during the day, but they had this really crazy electromagnetic field blocking setup that you can find in all of their architecture. So they are able to continue to reproduce during solar minimum times when melatonin would normally be kind of messed up. So again, there's all this stuff that goes back to the sun being in charge of our hormones versus the food you eat and some other things that people think, the biochemistry. It's actually the sun and light.
That Ed says this is interesting. I agree. I like his comment about wives.
Oh my gosh.
You're so funny.
They probably need to be under there for a significant amount of days.
Denise, oh no.
I don't know that you want the hormones to be all messed up. That might be a really bad idea.
Okay, so what else can we do for sleep? His other question was, besides light, what else is there? Like, can we talk a little bit about EMF or?
Well, again,
number 2 on your list. What's the PrimalHacker list?
Well, electromagnetic frequencies. So Wi-Fi does disrupt sleep. So we can prove that when I used to wear an Oura ring. I could actually show you my body temperature increase by being in the same room as a Wi-Fi router.
Tell them why you don't wear your Oura ring anymore.
At an Airbnb. So at an Airbnb, we slept with a router under the bed. We didn't know the first night. And our ring showed that our body temperature increased by almost a full degree. And our sleep was totally messed up. We turned the Wi-Fi router off the next night, body temperature back to normal, sleep back to normal. So Wi-Fi, just subjectively, like personally, I know that affects sleep, but there have been actually many studies showing that Wi-Fi affects sleep and affects your mental processing. So yeah, I would eliminate all electromagnetic fields while you sleep because you want to sleep in a primal environment. Humans were not made to sleep in a microwave environment. They're made to sleep in a magnetic environment because during the day, the sun creates a plasma, which creates an electric field during the day. And your body is tuned to be electric during the day and magnetic to heal at night because there's a larger magnetic field and we're closer to the earth at night laying down on it. We're not grounded anymore. We have microwaves hitting our body at 10 quintillion times more than ever before. We can no longer respond and read to the Schumann and magnetic resonance of the earth. Therefore, we're not healing as much at night. So no light of blue nature and no electromagnetic frequencies at night when you sleep. ideal to be cold when you sleep. Your body sleeps much better at colder temperatures, regardless of what you think that you like being warm. You don't have to be freezing. That obviously doesn't work either, but colder is better, usually down to like 59 to 65 degrees in your bedroom. And no blinking LED lights. Put black electrical tape over all your charging cords that might be in there. Hopefully there are none in there. Over your smoke alarm that blinks all night long, etc. Very dark.
I gotta tell you a story quick. So last time I went to get my hair done, my hairstylist was like, Heidi, you're gonna be so proud of me. And I was like, what? And she goes, I got blackout shades. She's like, my whole room is now gonna be completely void of light. And I was like, yay, good job, Melissa. Ed has a question. How does Wi-Fi affect temperature and sleep mechanism?
That's a good question. So a lot of the electromagnetic frequency mechanisms are not well understood. I know there's two mechanisms that we know of for all electromagnetic frequencies. Number one is they cause stress in the body. You can prove that they cause stress 100 times out of 100 in every study ever done with any electromagnetic frequency. That includes the electric and magnetic field off of power lines. That includes Wi-Fi. That includes Bluetooth. That includes cell phone signals. That's been done since the 1970s. It was a doctor by the name of Dr. Robert O. Becker at Syracuse University who initiated the research, and then it was followed up by Dr. Andrew Marino, who is a PhD researcher in Dr. Becker's lab, an attorney, and a medical doctor, I believe. And so he obtained all those degrees. He worked in Robert O. Becker's lab, learned from him, and then went off and did his own studies. He did the seminal studies on electromagnetic frequencies causing stress in the body. Then that makes you not able to sleep at night. It makes you more susceptible to any disease that your body is susceptible to because it is stressed. We need to take that stress response down, and electromagnetic frequencies are the number one cause of that for many people that they don't know about. It's silent and invisible. Number two is we know that they affect calcium channels. So in your cell, they have a channel. It's a calcium channel. It opens and closes due to electrical activity. When you get a bunch of sunlight on your skin, it opens that calcium channel. It tells you there's ultraviolet light and your body needs to protect itself from that ultraviolet light. It sends calcium into the cell, which is a free radical. It's damaging. The cell responds and says, hey, this is telling us something's going on. It sends out antioxidants, and it sends out the right information to the skin to protect itself from the ultraviolet light. Okay, good. We've been exposed to the sun forever. We have mechanisms to deal with that. When EMF hits that same cellular receptor, the calcium receptor, it floods it with calcium and doesn't allow it to close. So much calcium enters the cell that it cannot be detoxified. And it creates like peroxynitrites, which are very, very, very damaging to the cell. There's not a quenching mechanism in the body. It starts to damage the cell, can cause DNA damage, therefore causing, potential problems with sleep and all the other organs of the body. And your body is an electrical receptor. So when you're pumping a bunch of electrical activity into it from Wi-Fi and microwaves, it's going to respond in some haywire way. Those are the things we know. There's many studies that just have looked at clinical environment, sleep, ADHD, mental cognition, etc. with EMF. And there's probably hundreds or more sleep studies. They do not understand the full mechanism.
Okay, two things. One, I listen to things on 1.5 speed, and if I were to listen to you on 1.5 speed, I would be like, you're like going crazy right now. It's good. I was just like thinking about that as you were talking. I'm like, oh my God, he's already on 1.5 speed.
Just how my brain works.
That's awesome. Okay, Ed is asking, do you need a Faraday cage over your bed if we turn off our Wi-Fi and do not have any Wi-Fi from the neighbors? We live in the country.
No, you don't. If you're,
you might need a new sweatshirt. I'm just kidding.
When you come into town.
When you come into town.
So the only way if you need a Faraday cage around your bed, so a way to block all microwaves from getting to your bed, it's like a little, either you can call it a tent, you can call it a canopy, you can call it like little blinds, but basically like a 4-poster bed like they used to have in the ancient days in the castles, except this is blocking electromagnetic frequencies. It's sheer, you can see through it. And the only way if you need one is to measure. So turn off the electricity to your bedroom, turn off the Wi-Fi, turn off your cell phones. Now go into your bed, lay down, grab a meter and put it on your chest. And how strong is the signal? If it's above a certain number or a certain color, if it's above green, essentially, gets into yellow and red, that's too much for sleep. So then you want a Faraday cage. So here we're in downtown in a city. So we, of course, have pretty low levels here. But we'll still get the neighbor's Wi-Fi and a cell phone tower that might find its way into our window, especially on an upper floor. Upper floors are the worst. Basements are the best for sleeping and
Because
being
they're
away
further away from the earth and the Schumann resonance.
that. And when you're in the basement, the ground and the brick or the concrete foundation
right.
blocks all the electromagnetic frequencies. So the earth blocks it for you when you're in the basement bedrooms.
Nice.
So you need to test. There is really no way to know until you test.
Yeah. All right. So if people take melatonin, this is a really great question. A lot of people don't understand this. If you take melatonin, do you stop making it naturally?
Nobody understands this. Literally nobody. So Dr. Bonley, you can look him up. He's a pretty famous doctor. He invented the Magnetico mattress, a magnetic sleeping mattress. We have one. So we happen to talk to him about melatonin. And he says it's bullshit that your body stops producing melatonin. You can take as much melatonin as you want. You can take 50 milligrams, which would be ridiculous, or maybe 50 grams. I don't know what he said. It was a lot. He said, take the whole bottle and you'll be fine. And do it for yourself and see. I'm not going to do that for myself. Oh. But he's a doctor. He says you can take as much as you want. Other doctors say because melatonin is a hormone and your body's not supposed to orally ingest hormones. You make your own hormones. So if you're taking a hormone orally, it's always going to screw something up in the body. So if you take melatonin supplements, yes, it helps you sleep. Is it good long-term? I don't know. But there's some really good research right now saying melatonin helps with the COVID virus. So you can look up some of that. People are taking high dose melatonin if they feel like they're getting influenza right now. It seems to be very effective. It's also helps with cancer therapy. So again, I'm no doctor. Listen to your own medical practitioner. But there is a lot of research showing high dose melatonin when you have cancer is very beneficial. And it would definitely be something I would look into if that were me.
I have a question. Okay, so if it taken orally is not a great thing, could you take it topically? Transdermally, like other hormones?
So that's T.S. Wiley's assertion, is that you're not supposed to take them orally, so you're not supposed to digest them. Now, they're not supposed to pass through the gastrointestinal tract.
Right.
They're supposed to be made. So she recommends topical hormones because they go directly to your bloodstream, and it kind of seems like they would have been made.
Yeah.
So your body senses that, and then it slows down production of its own if you do things like that. Some people need them. And I honestly don't know that much about it. So I would say topical seems better than oral just because it goes directly to the bloodstream like a typical hormone would do if you produced it naturally.
Maybe that is a really good question to talk about the fireside chat with Dr. Ed Hagen.
I was going to say Dr. Ed would be the expert on
you guys are the experts on the hormones. So that's interesting.
I'm no medical doctor.
And now he's asking, explain the benefits of cacao. Ed, you're just firing off left and right tonight. It's great. We have about 10 minutes left. So. All
right. So the question about the benefits of cacao. So cacao, here's the thing. These plants are called entheogens. And entheogens are teacher plants. So they're teachers of us, of humans on the planet.
Entheogens?
Entheogens. Yep. We'll go on. ENTH something else.
What does that mean? The teachers of what?
Plant teachers of humans.
Plant teachers of humans.
I'm making that up.
Cute. What? For real?
No, entheogen is real. I just don't know the exact definition.
I was like, that's beautiful.
So entheogens are plant teachers. And most people, when they hear plant teacher, they think ayahuasca, ibogaine, iboga, magic mushrooms. But there are many, many plants.
LSD.
No, that's not a plant. That's
yeah. I was just thinking the psychedelic. Never mind.
It's the wrong kind of teacher.
Maybe not. Maybe it's the right teacher.
I think plants have more to teach us than
I'm sure they do.
Some people in the lab. So,
but if you look at Ram Dass, he's been taught a lot by both, mostly LSD.
Okay, so that's a different discussion.
He's pretty prolific.
Okay. Expand on that.
No, go ahead. A chemical substance, typically of plant origin, is ingested and produced in order to consciousness for religious or social purposes.
So entheogens are plant teachers, and most people think they're psychedelic, but there are many, many, many plant teachers that are non-psychoactive, non-psychedelic. They affect your heart chakras. They affect the energy in your body. They teach you things without changing your mind using that psychedelic effect. Cacao is one of those. Tobacco is one of those. I just had some other good ones too. Oh, reishi mushroom. So reishi mushroom and not shiitake, cordyceps, lion's mane mushroom. All of those are also plant teachers without the psychotropic effects. They're very good plant teachers, especially reishi. If you do a meditation while using reishi, that can be very, very powerful. And they call it like the spiritual mushroom or something in China. There's something where they do lots of meditation with that reishi. So cacao is a non-psychedelic plant teacher medicine that is meant to open the heart and help you connect with other people around you and talk about what's on your heart and create changes in your life.
Yes, it actually helps induce a lot of creativity. And once you start putting that plant medicine like into your bloodstream, like your whole body changes and you kind of merge with it. I don't know. It's kind of a hard thing to explain. And some people have different experiences. Some people have, like, you're very empathic and you're super open. You can have a totally different experience. And if you still have, a lot of veils up and a lot of shells, it might not get through to you as somebody who's empathic. But cacao, you guys, is such a beautiful way to connect with other people. And if cacao is being presented to you, like, there's a reason for it. Like it's actually coming to you. Like you're not finding it. It's kind of a cool trading of, I don't know, consciousness or something.
A lot of plant teachers you have to be called to, and they find you at the right time, or you find them at the right time.
Right. Let's see, what else? What else do you guys want to know? Krista, is there anything else you want to know? I know we're going to have a chat with you tomorrow night. Ed, thank you for all the questions. Super appreciate that. Still have a few minutes left. So if there's anything else you want to talk about with the retreat. Krista, I think you came in a little bit after the schedule was explained. So you can go back and watch that. And we've got a really beautiful kind of slow schedule this year, but still
I don't know if it'll feel slow.
It won't feel slow to us, but it should be fun.
I think we're good. I think anyone watching, if they want to go back and re-review all this, there's already a video posted, 2 videos back on our YouTube channel with the whole schedule and lots of questions from, I don't know, we had like 12 or 16 people on the last live. So go back and catch that. And then there's a couple other videos that are put out around the retreat, and we might do a couple more. Look for some live streams from the retreat if we're able to set those up of some of the speakers, and those may or may not be saved and published later. So we'll find out. Yep. There's a short video on all of this. So if you want to share it with anybody, we still have a few tickets left to sell. And if that is calling to you and you are like, oh my gosh, it sounds like such a cool experience, and you have more questions, just let us know. What else? You can visit our website, and that's it. I think that's it. All right, everybody. All right. Thanks for joining. Soon. All right. Bye. Bye.